so happened that my father warned us that there was a war coming, about 1938. He said, boys, you better get prepared. So Bob and I went to a gymnasium in King Street with a wrestler called Johnny Paradise, he was disqualified every week, Greek. And we did that, and then we also joined the militia army at North Sydney. Then we get to the war. Dad wouldn't let me join the army until I was 20, and I joined the army, and because of my militia training, I succeeded in promotion, which made a big difference. In the meantime, Bob, he joined the Air Force. He did 57 flights over Europe. I don't know how he did it. I was in the army in the Middle East and Kokoda. Kokoda was by far the worst. I'm not going to, well, I won't talk about that, but Kokoda was bloody, how anyone came out alive was a miracle. Bob and I both discussed each one. I wouldn't have wanted his, and he didn't want mine. But he had sheets, girls,
yes.
food, butter. They got holidays in London.
Huh?
We're in a jungle. Every day's the day.
Couldn't be more different.
No, couldn't be. Every day was you didn't have a bed to lie on. You had a wet blanket to sleep in.
Yeah.
And when I came back from the Middle East, I finished up in Queensland, and a week later a telegram arrived from Bob saying, our mother is critically ill. Can you come down? So I saw my officer, who had doubts, as I did too, and he said, Fred, your brother wouldn't be joking. I said, no, he's very serious. So I came down, and we had a week together before he went to Canada training in the Air Force. He was my closest friend, and I loved him so much.
Should old acquaintance be forgot? No, 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 no. Australia will be there. Australia will be there.
There was 4 ships. Aquitania I was on was big 4 funnels. It was at Woolloomooloo Wharf. Beer was a penny a pint on board the ships going abroad. It took 6 weeks to get to the Middle East. And we all left Sydney. Oh, this one I forgot about Dad. So we go out the head, we're on board. We go out the heads, and I'm on the deck with this officer that later on committed suicide after the war, a bloody good man. He said to me, look at that character there, the rowing boat. And we're 3 mile out the heads. And I look, and I see the dog, the cattle dog's with him, and he's got the dog with him. And he couldn't see me, but I saw him. A mate of mine on the Aquitania going down, Trevor, he was a character, he joined up with me. On the ship he said, we'll go for a swim. He said, we'll go to the officers' pool. I said, we can't go there. Yes, we can. You just go with a bear. You've got no, you get on swimming costume, and they don't know who the hell you are.
Right.
So we went to the officers' swimming pool.
Terrific.
You know, once they take your shirt off, you're anyone. Rules are made for the guidance of wise men and the obedience by fools. Of course, the army teaches that in any case. Some of the rules the officers would give us would lead to death. So we didn't follow them.
They sailed under the Navy's protection. But where were they sailing to? Singapore, India, Egypt, Palestine, England? Every ship buzzed with rumour and speculation.
when we get in the Indian Ocean, it was a Sunday, a day like this. Now there's 4 great big ships. The Aquitania is in front, the Queen Mary on our right-hand side. There was 2 battleships on the horizon. The Queen Mary goes up ahead of us, around the back, and came up about 100 yards apart. These mighty big ships.
Yeah.
All their troops were on board, and they had a band. And they played the Australian band, and then they had to separate, and as they had to go to Singapore, and as the ships separated, we sang the Maori's Farewell. Have you ever heard, you know the Maori's Farewell? This is the hour I must say good. And it was over the ocean. It was the most dramatic thing that I've ever been involved in. It was so wonderful to hear. I said of the thing here, that ship went to Singapore. I said every soldier and nurse on board were captured or killed. Every one of them.
Oh, yeah.
And people forget this happens.
Changing
forget
it
it.
and all of that.
Every one of those people were captured or killed. And killed because of the inadequacy of the top brass.
Yeah.
You know. I apologise for that. I
Please
can't
don't.
help it.
Please don't. Yeah.
The Maori's Farewell, look at the words when you see it, and you realise that the song across the ocean, 2 major ships.
Yeah.
It was a wonderful atmosphere, Tim.
Oh, incredible.
It was absolutely. I tell them here about it. I don't mention the war at all. I just tell them about a story like that,
Right.
which is because
Well, it's an amazing story by itself.
yeah, I don't talk about the war as such. I don't ever
No.
talk about it.
Now is the hour when we must say goodbye. Soon you'll be sailing far across the sea. Why